St. Patrick's Day. I went to the Dollar Tree.
Green.
That's okay. I got it for you. I went to the Dollar Tree. This is all they had. So drink up your. Put on my head. All right, Mr. Rashaun. Okay, you're a frontline worker. You've been through the COVID-19. Right? I mean, like caring for people, and you are a very busy entrepreneur, very busy single dad. You have the most adorable daughter ever.
Thank you.
I met you through Kimberly Woods, who should be on here. She knows better. Are you here, Kimberly? I don't see her.
Where are you?
We're on. Kimberly, you're late to the party. Kimberly, you're late to the party, Kimberly. You're how long? I don't know how long you've been a nurse, but you can talk about that. Single dad. How long you been in network marketing? That I don't know.
It's going to be 3 years in September. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 years. Can't believe it.
Wow. I mean, I'm hitting 5 in July.
Wow.
But I failed the first 2 years. But guess what? When you fail, you rebound. If you rebound, you do it better.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They say the setback or the comeback is always better than the setback.
Well, I mean, I look at it this way. You know, we know Ray Higdon, right? He talks about this.
Certainly.
You have to fail forward before, So I failed forward because I didn't have the right leadership, but now I know how to be the right leader. So it's all good. I don't even know. You don't have to say the names. We don't do names. I know. But what industry, what area, niche? I kind of lost track of that. To catch me up on what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I actually have stayed with the same company from when I first got started. Actually, shout out to Kevin Waterman, my buddy. It was his birthday this past weekend. Kevin actually was the person that, there's always, the message, the right message meets the right person at the right time. And thankfully, he was that person to do that for me during that time.
Awesome.
So it's health and wellness ultimately that I got involved with, especially with being a critical care nurse is my background. Just alone, like health and wellness is very, very strong suit of mine.
Oh, so,
absolutely. That was pretty much what got me jumping and starting into that.
And it's affiliate, and it's attraction marketing, attraction marketing. Can you hear me? Okay?
Well, I want to back that up first because it's funny that you say that it's attraction marketing, because when I first got started in this company, attraction marketing was not even a thought, or I didn't even know what the hell that was. Ultimately, my results proved that. My results definitely proved that for the first 3 months of me actually being a part of that company. Or actually rather 6 months of being part of the company and seeing absolutely zero results, which I know is ultimately what a lot of people, especially if you're new to the industry of network marketing, or you're new to like home-based businesses or home-based business. One of the biggest things is we don't it's taboo. The fact that what you just said, attraction marketing, I had no idea what the hell that was. And my results prove of that. At which I'm sure we'll expand on that a bit more.
We will. Yeah, we will. And I expect you to. So anyways, I would say I did it all wrong the first 2 years, and like copy paste and no creativity. And I think we have someone here. And hello, Miss Kathy. She's my best buddy. We're gonna go Rankmakers Live. We'll talk about that.
Nice.
Oh, there's Kimberly June West in the house. Woo!
Kimmy Kim.
She finally made it.
Some Kimmy Kims.
Thank you, Kathy, for joining too. So I was going to say is my first 2 years in network marketing, I didn't know all I knew was how to teach kindergarten preschool. So to fast forward, I was told you need to be coachable. Well, the coaching was not the right coaching. And it was old style marketing. I'm not cutting anyone down, but it wasn't the way I should have done it. And I didn't know. And I always did what they told me to do because they're the ones making all the money, right? It put me way back. Like people got angry. I would cry. It was really bad, but I know how to do it right now. There's Kimberly. So fast forward, I joined a health and wellness. I think this is about the time we met. Because I joined Rankmakers Group. And I was doing attraction marketing, probably like you, and I'm not going to speak for you on that. Oh, there's Will. Woohoo! Will in the house. Will in the house.
I got to reach out
you
to
guys
Will.
are buddies. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my boy right there.
I know Will. Yes. Hey, Will. So yeah. And so they said, Ann, you just, the current company I am in, you just put some storyline posts up, create some curiosity, and everyone's going to flow to you. Well, did it happen right away? No, because you have to be consistent, right?
Absolutely.
But that's where we met, and this is where our journey started. And so I want to go back to you're a frontline worker, a nurse, a single dad. You live in New Jersey. I've been network marketing for about 3 years. This is my very dear friend, Rashaun. We are always on the go, like I'm a crazy mom and you're that crazy dad, and we have goals. I hear my teen son just getting up. He'll be going to bash this. Okay. So what are your biggest hurdles? Okay, we talked about traction marketing, big deal here, but what are your biggest hurdles? Because you have a busy lifestyle.
I'd say my biggest hurdles is probably everybody else's hurdles is yourself, right? And what's in between here. That's probably like one of the biggest hurdles of anything. Whoever's comment that was awesome. Jenna, consistency is absolutely key. And I realized that consistency and the idea of consistency became huge for me when on November 16th of 2018 rather, I made the devotion to, really utilize the newer strategies of building a business on social media, which is just being able to go live and just being able to actually show up and be a person of value in the marketplace. So, and this is going to kind of pretty much stem into what most uplines are telling, a lot of people that come into an industry, which what I was told, what Ann was told, and what you were probably told when you first started was just talk to literally everybody that has a pulse. And, just pretty much cold message everyone and copy and paste. And not that I'm bashing those by any means, because those strategies work as well. But it works to an extent. And if you're really looking to leverage your time, and, most of us got involved into network marketing of that sort to get back more time. So, the strategies of what I was taught and me not getting any kind of results from those strategies, I knew that I had to work on here and work on developing skills as well.
Absolutely.
Work on skills that were not, what I'm just being told to do. You have to venture out. And I feel as though a lot of hurdles, your biggest hurdle right now is probably you not, developing that concept that you need to plug in and you need to learn. This is a profession. It's not something where it's just a quick little, whoever brought you in, you make a couple $1,000s and, instantly you get results. That's not the real case. It's really like going back to school again and really plugging back into learning a skill. And once you learn that, everything else will come into fruition. Definitely not a numbers game. Absolutely.
And I know Jenna's absolutely my leader here, Jenna Stone here. She's a 7-figure earner in the industry for 30 years. And I've heard her say this and everyone say this, you got to have professional development in your build up in your day to make it. You have to have that mindset. You have to believe that you can succeed. And just like you probably, I did it all wrong. Like I was told to grab bodies. But unfortunately, my first 2 years of network marketing, when I grabbed those bodies, they actually destroyed my business. And so when I went into my current MLM that I'm on sabbatical from, I was told, no, you're supposed to interview them. And I was like, oh, so really I got blossomed 2.5 years ago when I got the right spot. I'm not cutting down anyone. I think marketing has changed. I think that, maybe that was worked at one day. You are so right, Rashaun, because it is definitely not a numbers game. It's not like I was told to make a list of 100 people when I joined my first marketing coach. I mean, I didn't know better. I was like, whatever you say, I'll do. And I remember my leader saying, are you coachable? And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm coachable. But unfortunately, I was coached wrong. So, and I'm not bashing anyone at all, because my neighbor brought me in my first company. I learned, and I know they do it differently now. So I'm not bashing anyone or any company or anything. Wouldn't you say the niche is the number one important thing? If you're thinking about network marketing and you don't know where to start, like you want to have a home-based business, you want to bring money in, but at the same time, 97% of people only make $500 a year. It is so important to know the niche. Are you health and wellness? Are you beauty? Are you CBD oils? Whatever. So would you like to stem a little bit on that and how it is so important that you don't go into a company? 1, you need to know their mission. 2, you got to know the way they market. 3, you got to know the training built in. 4, you got to make sure you have a mentor. But most importantly, you got to market what you love.
Absolutely. And I think before you even get into all that, because that's another thing too, is that, we overcomplicate things so quickly, you know, especially because you're thinking about layman's terms person that's just like getting involved. We like to overcomplicate it by, all right, you need to, you know, you need to learn how to talk to people. You need to learn how to niche. You need to learn how to do all this. What I can say for anybody, which I wish I knew when I first got started, is that just really keep it basic and just be a human being. You know, just be someone that is looking to, you know, obviously has the purpose to want to help others. You have to have that purpose if you're going to be in network marketing, I feel.
Yes.
So, you know, you have to take yourself out of the concept of that I need to make money. I need to make money, and really take yourself out of that concept and think of, no, I need to help more people, and I need to see how I can, you know, fit myself into maybe either being a friend to this person, whatever. And I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh my God, we're poor and doing things like that. And I actually want to extend on that as well, because it's actually very funny. Obviously, we're both a part of the Rank Makers community and things like that. However, I feel so a lot of people miss that concept. And when it comes to building rapport and obviously getting to the point and just building your business. But, you know, first to really back that up, I feel so if you're really going to get started, you know, a lot of people just say, don't think, you know, it's like, what is it called? Like knowledge on ice or whatever, or, you know, just like getting started and firing off and just doing whatever. That's cool. But I mean, I feel so if you don't have an exact understanding of who you want in your business, you know, then ultimately you're going to just get anybody in your business. And I know that when I took up the advice of just recruiting anybody, you know, that was ultimately when I just kept seeing my downline fall out. I was working with people that I didn't feel like working with. I was working with people that were, you know, wanting to challenge, wanting to reinvent the wheel and do what they want to do. And, you know, ultimately that's the approach that happens when you just think about, all right, I'm just going to recruit anybody. Really, when you get started, you need to think about who are the people that I want to talk to and who are the people that I want to work with? Who are the people that I can see myself going on vacations with? Who are the people I can see me going to a convention with?
Families.
Who are the people? Yeah, who are the people that I'm going to tolerate to get on a Zoom call with every week? Because when you think about that, then you're not going to want to just message everybody. Because that's what a lot of people teach. Just message everybody. Like Will said, it's a numbers game. You know, you just talk to anybody. And, you know, that's cool. You can do that. But, yeah, it's just not going to make out very well for you.
It can bite you in the butt. And I'm going to tell you, John Maxwell, who I'm training under right now, I'm launching my network marketing practice in 3 months. He did I know, I'm so excited. He did a training I watched on YouTube. Anyone can watch it. And he was talking about cost. The cost is the biggest thing that really, like, if you can put that out there, and you can just hit it first on, because I know as a marketer, I always avoid it. Oh, the rest, it costs money. Seriously? Like, did Ronald McDonald not put money into his business? Seriously? So if he says, if you throw out costs in the beginning, you're going to throw out all the people you don't want out the door, because if they don't want to put money into their business, you don't want them, because you don't make money if you don't invest into it, right? You have to invest, whether it's $10 or $1,000 or whatever dollars. My first business, I put $800 into it. And people are like, wow. I'm like, well, it was a home-based business where people came to my home. I had to have skincare products. I used all the products. I sold the products. It was not a waste of money at front. I thought, like, yeah, I'll do $800. That was very common to put that much money down. They don't really do that as much anymore, because I don't know. Because I think everything's so virtual. We don't have home-based parties in our home and places, especially with COVID. But the whole concept has stayed. Like, you have to do that. And he said, he said, put the costing out there. You're going to shove all the people you don't want, get to the issue, and then they come to you if they want you. And that was like, aha, like that was the best training I ever heard.
Absolutely.
We want to avoid that, but we shouldn't, because businesses are not they can be a hobby. But if you're in here to make money, I mean, I don't do it as a hobby. I don't know about you, but I mean, you can do it as a hobby. But this would be. I mean, I do this part time. I mean, literally, my morning starts at 9 a.m. I sit down for power hour with my network marketing friends, and not all my team. Everyone is welcome. Message me if you'd like to be part of it. At 10 a.m., I jump off. I have phone appointments if people need to talk on Zoom. Like, important ones, like if they have questions and they're about to join my affiliate marketing. I mean, I don't just gab. I'm very intentional. I have a schedule. I mean, if you saw my desk right now, I mean, like, it's like, I've got intentionality. I got time, money, freedom right there from Ray Higdon. I got my devotional with Christ. I have an IPA. You know, I'm a teacher. So that is intentional. And that is what you are. I've been watching you, young man, because you're younger than me. So intentionality, do you want to talk about that at all? Or
For sure. No, I think that's a great point that you bring up, because I think that, or I don't think that, I believe that the way that you move apart in how it comes along with posture as well. You know, intention just overall as being an entrepreneur is huge. And just overall as being a human being, how you move apart in your life. Like, you know, if you want to see different results, you need to have different intentions, and you need to show up a certain way, especially if you want to be noticed. If you want your business to grow, you got to show up in intention. You have to show up with the intent that you're not going to stop until, you know, until you either reach your goals or until you surpass and go way past that. And then I want to, you know, the thing I'll piggyback off that is, you know, you may be thinking, well, how do I go about and setting more strong intentions for myself? It really comes down to I love that. I love what Will just said there. Produce a result. That's huge. But, you know, in the sense of like, really, when you set an intention for yourself, how do you do that is by becoming very clear on what it is that you want. So, you know, there's so many times, especially if you're at a point where you're like teetering, you're thinking about giving the towel in on whatever you're doing in life or whatever you may be up to. If you really truly set that intention to be clear as to what it is that you want, not only being clear, but actually seeing that vividly of what it is that you want, that's when, you know, people look at you and be like, dude, why do you show up so hard? Well, my intentions are freaking clear. That's why. You know, it's just like setting a true intention for yourself. If you don't want to be part of 97%, you have to, what the 90% aren't doing. Absolutely. That's huge. And that's absolutely huge.
It's the truth, because people quit. You know that, Rashaun. In 30 days, not all these people quit because it's not quick money. Nothing's quick. I've been in this industry almost 5 years, going nonstop, done it wrong, done it right, still learning. I mean, investing money. You and I both did the inner circle coaching. I reached out to Jenny Potter last night and told her I'll be at Rank Makers Live. Are you going to be there? We'll talk about it later. Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, like, I've had this conversation with you, and I doubted myself because it was a lot of money. But guess what? Because I went with the best, I'm going to do the best in my network marketing practice. And that's intentional. And what, as I mentioned, I do this very part-time. I sit down at 9. I complete it with a live, usually around 1:30. I pick up I drive from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. literally. I'm in my car because I'm not driving the whole time, but my daughter, it's a COVID style. I sit outside in the car. Of course I do Messenger. Of course I get up early. Of course I spend time on my storyline. Of course. But when I'm intentional with Power Hour and 333, if you know what that is. And I am intentional. I have 3 of these on my desk. I got one. I mean, I just intentional. And I know I was wired as a teacher, but you're wired as a nurse. And we kind of have different professions, but we have kind of similar professions where we're people, we help in a different fashion. And the intentionality, like, you're successful as a nurse because you're intentional. You take care of your patients. You don't let them down. Well, if someone invests in your business, I bet you take care of them. And if you did, you honor that.
Sure.
You honor that.
Yeah. That's integrity there for sure.
Right.
You know, showing that integrity and showing up like that.
Right. And I mean, like, I'm trying my friends' products left and right. And I'm, you know, it's fun to watch how people market, you know, and I don't cut anyone down. We all do it differently. But no, my customers are family. I'll contact the company if there's a problem, because when you do an MLM, I realize you're paying a little more money. And so it is true, but that's because you have the company has call center, and then the company has to have a profit, and then they need to pay us. So if I'm commissioned and you're commissioned, that's where I come to play, and I work hard.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to get a paycheck, I work hard. And
for sure.
Heck yeah, this is no hobby for me. When they join your business, to me, they're family, like you said. You go to convention, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, let's wrap this up. We already talked about what you're building. Is it? And I never really asked you that. I know it's just health and wellness, right? MLM, right?
Right. Yeah, health and wellness. And I mean, ultimately, and you know what? This is going to be a great way to actually like close this up and put this, because I when you said your first question to me was, what company is it that you're part of? And, I remember actually, this is going to be funny because the first time that we met, you would ask me that question. And I was like, this lady asked me that question. I was like,
That's because
and I know you remember that.
Yes, I
do. I'm like, who's this chick asking me this? And I didn't really know how to answer it because,
Right.
what I started to learn is that so many people do this one thing. And I feel as though it really limits you, especially if you're looking to create this as being like a 6-figure thing for yourself to work from home or whatever.
Right.
And obviously that takes time, but the way that you imprint it from the beginning is huge. And the thing that most people do is they imprint themselves, and there's nothing wrong with this. However, it depends on, like how you said before, it depends on how you want, your legacy to be. How do you want to build it? How you want your business to be? And the one thing that most people do is they brand themselves as their company. And
Absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with that. However, there's limitations. What happens when your company falls out? Because that does happen. Like we've seen, several of them in the past like 2 or 3 years. In fact, in the past year, Will, we were just talking about this the other day. If we're still on here, Will, there's a lot of companies that, people were throwing in my inbox that are not even around anymore. So
Right.
when you brand yourself as this company,
Right.
what happens after that? It's like, then you have to switch up and it's like, well, last week you were talking about crypto. Now this week you're talking about a product milkshake,
Right.
and you have to brand yourself that way. However, when you
Right.
actually brand yourself as someone of value that is looking to just put out content, attract people, get people reaching out to you, then you can go that extra step as to, all right, this is what I offer, this is what I do. So going back to what I'm currently building right now, I'm pretty much building Me Inc. That's what I call it. So
Love
I'm
it.
really building myself
Love
to
that.
be someone of value that,
Right.
I'm potentially someone that, can either help you do X, Y, and Z, if that's something that you need at this time, or, however. But I
love that.
always dislike the fact of limiting myself to one thing and being
I
like,
agree.
all right, well, this is what I am. So,
I agree.
if they fall out next week, what do I do now? You know what I mean?
I agree.
The one thing I can really say is really brand on you first, brand on who you are, what is your values? What's your mission? What is it that you really want to do? For me, I want to be able to hold time in my hand. I want to be able to have that control of that time. And not only that, I want to be able to, going more than that. So what is it? So then that'll get you to, all right, well, this is my vehicle that I'm doing it with. This is also another vehicle that I'm doing it with. Do you want to join me or not? Because either way, I'm going to the top, and either way, I'm going to make it happen regardless of what it is, because I want to hold my time. That's my value. That's what it comes back to. So I feel as though that's huge. That's really huge.
I'm really glad you mentioned that.
He's huge.
I'm glad you mentioned it. We'll wrap this up. That's a great point, because people ask me and I'll say, right now I am in the health and wellness, but I'm not building it. I'm on sabbatical. I'm changing lineage. So I have to wait till August 2nd. I cannot wait. I'm counting down, but I'm getting in the right lineage. And then I am an affiliate marketer now. A year ago, I knew what it was, but barely. And I'm seeing massive results, and I'm helping people bring in like $24.95, flip to $3,300 a month, right?
Huge.
But at the end of the day, I'm the joy spot. I'm Jesus over you. And when you brand yourself, it's like Nike. What do you think of? The check.
Absolutely.
Coca-Cola. What do you think of? The swerve. With another one, you can just pull them out. McDonald's, the M. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know how long I'll be with my health and wellness company. I don't know. Life can change. I'm planning to, but I don't know. I didn't know a year ago I wouldn't be doing it right now. I'm on sabbatical, and I'm planning it, but things happen. I do God, family work, so things happen. And so that's a great point. And so, when I launched this YouTube channel, if y'all are on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and comment, and hit the notification button. I said, I've got to brand me. And I took my devotional one day and I was like, oh my gosh, this woman here said, Teresa Ann Criswell, she said, joy spot, Jesus over you. I almost broke down and started crying. I was like, I love that. I love that. And so many people give out their company. I know.
I love it. Well, I'm so glad you're here.
So the
So
main
glad that
thing
you're a
is
part of my network and that you're my friend.
absolutely,
I just love what
absolutely.
he just said. That's
Yeah,
huge.
it is huge. It is huge. But let me ask you one thing and I will get off. So you have a limited time. I know your schedule. I have 4 hours. I know at 1:30, if I don't go live, I won't go live. I know I've got the family. Okay. So one thing I have to admit I struggle with is I don't do Zoom calls with people unless they're like, Ann, I need help getting on, or Ann, I need information about your company, and I realize it's the best way. I always meet people where they are. If I said, Rashaun, what are you doing? I want to learn. Do you have a duplicatable system that you use? Because I do. I have a video, and if you like the video, then I ask you questions, and here's a link. Let's go. Because at $14.95 right now, because we're waiving the $10, I don't need to be on Zoom all day long. I don't have that time. Can you elaborate on that? Because that's one thing I struggle with because I don't have that time to spend on Zoom all day long.
Absolutely. That's huge because actually that's something that I'm working on myself as we speak. That's awesome. Yeah, you really have to, with my goal of wanting to hold my time, I don't want to be on social media all day. And I used to do that. And I was missing a lot. I got on here to get back my time, but I realized I was spending more time. And not only that, one of the best weeks that I've ever had in network marketing was last year. And that was when I really plugged in, and it was enrolling 9 people in the matter of 3 days. And
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Absolutely. And that might not be huge for a lot of people, but for me, that was, excuse my language, that was fucking huge. Especially after going ham, doing a live every single day.
Oh, you're awesome.
And like, finally, I was like, oh my God, like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But, to piggyback on that, it took a lot of time. And not only that, with me doing all that, I spent a lot of time doing it, messaging, going back and forth. So the thing for me right now is setting up a system, and I put it in my story recently, is that like I'm list building ready. I've been really learning a lot of intricacies between landing pages and learning the factor of like how to leverage my time, that I have something that, like you said, is like a video, something that someone can actually click into, subscribe into as a list if they want to. If they don't want to, that's fine. But your time's valuable, my time's valuable, and that person's time's valuable. So, creating a system, and this is probably a little bit more advanced. If you've just got started, you have to kind of go through those things, those trials and tribulations of like, all right, like someone told me no, all right, I'm going to keep messaging and keep going. But and when you see these people, like huge top earners that are like enrolling like 50 people in a week, and like, they're just like off with their family and they're doing stuff, it kind of tipped to me like 6 months ago. I was like, I want to do that. What the hell are they doing? How are they just chilling and, spending more time and not on Facebook all the time when they're telling me, my upline's telling me, oh, keep messaging people. But I don't know if he's really messaging people because he just had like 50 people come into his company this week, and looks like he's off and about doing other things. So when I say that, automation is huge. And I feel as though in the 21st century, when it comes to social media being one of the biggest gold mines, when it comes to a social, a recruiting and just a prospecting tool, you really have to have something that automates your process a bit. Because if you think you're just going to be able to talk to 100 people a day, and obviously you have to weed through the people that are just like the creeps, the people that don't really, especially if you're a lady, the people that are creepy, and the people, when you have a system that's set up and you have people coming into that system, raising their hand to say, hey, like this person looks cool, and they're enrolling, and you're waking up to see qualified people booking calls with you. That's huge.
That's huge. And I'm going to piggyback on that. We'll conclude. I jumped in this affiliate marketing company 5 weeks ago. I was coming back from a ski trip. My daughter got severely ill. Like, she's okay, but she was ill for about a month. And I was dealing with connected learning and all this stuff, and 2 ice storms, and I can't tell you. And we were new in this team, and Jenna Stone has put us on the leaderboard very early in because she's done it right. She put systems in place where everyone knows 2 people, everyone has $10, and we help each other. No, it's not an MLM structure. But I enrolled 12 people in 1 weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is, but let me piggyback. I had my daughter sick. I had 2 ice storms, and I was trying to learn the system myself. You know how it worked? I throw it to my friend Kathy, who might be on here, 3-way chat. Sally needs help. Boom, she took care of it. Like I found the people, she helped them. I found the next person because Rashaun, I couldn't have done it by myself.
Absolutely, and that brings up the type of team.
I didn't even know the business I was building yet. I just joined and they started flocking in, and so there was a learning curve for me on this. Okay, once I got through my daughter being well and trying to figure out what am I doing, and as a rock star, what am I doing? So I had to step back and revisit every single person I enrolled. Make sure they have, because we find you your two people. If you can't find your two people, we find you your two people. So do you need help? Okay, no, you're good. No, you need help, and anything like that. Because Rashaun, I went back to those people, and it's not bad news, but there are people enrolled in something they didn't know. They say, "And I just joined you because I like you. I just joined you because you're Christian." Well, that's so honorable. So now that my daughter's well and I'm focused, you're very sweet, Kathy. I am having the conversation, Rashaun, before you join. Is this for you? We work as a team. I'm not just going to do this. I'm not going to just recruit too. It's recruiting, but it's like traction marketing, put a storyline up, people flock in. I'm not hunting. I'm hunted. But at the end of the day, we don't want people spending 1 cent if they don't know what they're doing, because it only slows down the system and it makes people frustrated. No one wants to spend money. They don't know what they're doing. So I agree with you on that. I had totally learned. I never in my life enrolled 12 people in one weekend, but it was an ice storm. My daughter wasn't sick yet. We had a swim meet going on. But, I learned, because never in my life did I have that moment either. And I remember when you had those 9 people, I was like, yay! But you bring it back to rank makers, and you bring it back to why we're here, and you bring back to value. Ray Hayton is number one value. I had a conversation with someone yesterday. She said, "Why are you putting so much time into me, Ann?" Because we got to do it. I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, you're always helping me." I'm like, "Because that's how I've been trained. I've been trained to give value and connect and solve problems and hopefully help create a dream for you. But if you don't want to join my business and I don't join your business, Rashaun, it doesn't matter, because we're buddies. We've never done business together other than rainmakers."
Absolutely.
So that's what it's about. It's a relationship building. Because my friend who talked to me yesterday, she may not, I'm not expecting her to do affiliate marketing. It's not for everybody. But it's that, and that was what it was really hard for me when I go back the first couple of years. I know you got to go. You got a relationship build, or you burn your bridge.
For sure.
And you don't anyone to give you a dime if you don't know what they're doing and you don't have a good relationship with them. Because anyone invests money in me, that's because you and Kathy are dynamite. Yes, we are. Awesome. And Ann, you're such a friendly and charismatic human being. Oh, no one can say no to you. Well, I true, but I want to be intentional that they know what they're doing. And I know, Rashaun, that was what you would do, right?
Absolutely.
So final words, because we could talk all day.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. But yeah, no, it's a huge point. And I really I just want to say thank you so much for getting me on here. Super awesome. I know that we were planning on doing this for a while, and really the final word is just ultimately doing what is best for you and not for other people.
Right.
A lot of people really try to gear what they're doing by looking at others, and you're in your own race and you're in your own journey. And as you formulate and you become a better marketer for yourself and become a better professional, really just focus on what's in front of you and not everything else, because it's and that's something that I've really locked into huge this year, really staying focused instead of buying this next course that I think was going to have the secret sauce and the answer, getting into this mentorship and that mentorship. And I've spent a lot of unnecessary funds. And now finally, I'm just glad to be locked the hell in and just simply focusing. So I actually have to hop off, but I appreciate the time so much. I appreciate Kathy,
Absolutely.
Jenna, my boy Will. Will brought up a huge point too that I
You
wanted
did.
to expand on.
Yeah.
Because the fact of mass marketing, it's really not effective. Definitely not. And when it comes to structuring and keeping a system that is going to be good for you, not everybody else, that's what comes, that's what's the most important part, for sure. So
Amen.
Appreciate you so much.
I love and adore you, Rashaun. And we are like marketing buddies.
We are. And we should definitely do something like this again sometime.
Well, can you message me? I want you to get to Florida September 10th.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I
right,
appreciate
you,
you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. God
Happy
bless.
St. Patty's Day, yes.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Drink your, I don't know my went, but drink your green juice. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.